this is Tori Quizmundo, your instructor for your certification course. We're going to pick up in this video where we left off in the last one. We will start with Task 10. Task 10 asks us to split the second paragraph into two columns with the column spacing of 0.3. So first I'm going to find my second paragraph. Select the second paragraph. My columns are going to be under my Layout tab. In my Page Setup grouping, I'll find the Columns button, and you'll be tempted to select two and want to move on. However, the end of that task says adjust the spacing to 0.3, which I cannot do now. So I need to hit Undo. I'm going to select Columns, but instead of two, I will select More Columns. Now I will choose 2. I've got the option for my spacing. I make that 0.3, just like the task request, and say OK. Now I have completed task 10. Let's take a look at task 11. Save a copy of the document in Word 2019 templates named Technology. OK, we're going to choose File and Save As. We're going to choose to save this to the desktop. Under the desktop, we would like to save this as Technology, and we'll select this down arrow here, and I kind of cheated because I just checked my tasks, and typically this would have been saved as a Word document, but we want to come down here and choose Word Template. Now, in our set of instructions, it actually does say in there that make sure it's compatible with the latest Word features and does not support macros. So we want to make sure that we do not choose the macro-enabled template, and we also want to make sure that we do not choose Word 97 through 2003 because that will not support the latest features. So we want to choose a standard Word template, name it Technology, and save that. Okay, that task is complete. Let's take a look at Task 12. Task 12 says, set the line spacing to 1.4 lines for the last paragraph of the document. Let me find the last paragraph. I could do Control End, E-N-D to get there, or I can scroll down to the very bottom. I'm going to choose the last paragraph in the document because that's what it's going to ask me to do, and it wants me to change the line spacing to 1.4. So if I go to my Home tab, typically I could do single spacing or double spacing in this paragraph grouping right here just by selecting this. However, the option for line spacing of 1.4 is not available, so I need to choose line spacing options. Under my line spacing here, I can type in 1.4, or I can use my arrow until I get to 1.4. Now, a lot of times you will see a question like this, but it will say, make the line spacing exactly 1.4, in which case you would choose exactly. And anytime you see one that says exactly, that should trigger you to come in here to this line spacing option. However, this one does not say exactly. We're going to leave it at 1.4. That's all we need to do. Select OK, and your spacing is complete. Task 13. In the category of wearable technology, now I've got my navigation pane open. You may or may not. If you go to your View tab, you can click to select your navigation pane to release it or to hide it. I like to have it open because this next task says in the category of wearable technology. And if I come over here and look, here is wearable technology. It's much quicker to get there if I use my navigation. Remove the space after paragraphs. In order to do that, I need to select all of the paragraphs. Now, I'm going to mention this to you that in the past couple versions of Microsoft, they have added a small amount of space after each paragraph to make it more visually pleasing on your electronic screen. And so you may or may not know that. Anyone who's taken an English class has heard of that before, because if you just simply try to type in and double space, you're going to have extra space and your English teacher will not accept it. I'm going to go to the Home tab. And in the paragraph grouping right here, I will select my spacing, and here it says remove space after. And if you look real careful, it will cinch this up just a little bit, not much, but a small amount. All right, so that removed our space after. Now, if you select this button again and go in, it will say add space. That's how you know you've removed it. So if you've removed it, it will say add space. Okay, so that task is complete. Task 14. Display the integral header on all pages of the document except page 1. Okay, I want to look at page 1 while I do this just so I can double check myself. This is page 1. I know that if I look in the bottom of my screen, it says page 1 of 5, 1,927 words, right? And then if you've never looked at this little icon here, this is your spelling and grammar icon. If you've got a check there, it means it's been checked and everything's good. See, I have an X there. Mine hasn't been checked, but that's what those icons there are. At any rate, I'm on page 1 of 5, and I need to insert a header. So I will go to my Insert tab, and I'm going to choose my header button. Now I have a specific header that I need to select. So I'm going to select the integral header like it's been asked. Once I do that, you can see it's going to try to place this on all of my document pages. However, it said, do not place it on page 1. So if I come up here and select different first page, and I look at the first page, my first page will be different. Different first page. Now, I do not have that header on my first page of my document. So I can close out of my header footer using this button, or I can simply double click and it will take me out of my header. Oh, I've got so many things going on down here. There are so many items in here, it doesn't want to allow me to double click, which is fine. So I'll say close my header and footer. Okay,